The greater sage-grouse is a truly iconic bird of the American West. It is known for its striking appearance and elaborate mating displays. This large grouse species plays a crucial role in the sagebrush ecosystem. Its presence is an indicator of a healthy and thriving environment. The greater sage-grouse is a sight to behold. Males are easily recognizable. They have large white neck pouches. These pouches are inflated during their courtship displays. Females are smaller. They have a mottled brown coloration that provides excellent camouflage. These birds are an important part of the food chain. They are prey for a variety of predators. These include coyotes, eagles, and bobcats. Their disappearance would have ripple effects throughout the ecosystem. Understanding the greater sage-grouse is essential. We must learn about their needs and the threats they face. This knowledge is crucial for their conservation. The greater sage-grouse is a bird of open spaces. It is found exclusively in western North America. Its range spans 11 states in the United States. It also extends into 2 Canadian provinces. Sagebrush is the dominant feature of their habitat. These birds rely on sagebrush for food and shelter. They use it for nesting and escape cover. They even roost under sagebrush during the winter months. Sagebrush ecosystems are characterized by vast rolling landscapes. They are often interspersed with grasslands and riparian areas. These areas provide additional food sources. They are important for water and cover. The greater sage-grouse is a habitat specialist. It depends on large, intact tracts of sagebrush. This dependence makes it particularly vulnerable to habitat loss and fragmentation. The greater sage-grouse has a specialized diet. It is primarily herbivorous. Sagebrush makes up the bulk of its diet. This is especially true during the winter months. They consume different parts of the sagebrush plant. These include the leaves, buds, and flowers. They also feed on insects and other invertebrates. This is especially important for chicks that need high-protein food for growth. Their feeding habits change throughout the year. They rely more heavily on sagebrush during the winter. This is when other food sources are scarce. In the spring and summer, they consume a wider variety of plants. Their digestive system is specially adapted to break down tough plant material. They have a large crop for storing food. They also have a gizzard that grinds food with the help of ingested grit. The greater sage-grouse is renowned for its elaborate mating displays. These displays take place on traditional grounds called leks. Leks are open areas where males gather to attract females. During the breeding season, males congregate on leks before dawn. They inflate their large white neck pouches and fan their tail feathers. They perform a strutting dance accompanied by a series of pops, whistles, and coos. Females observe the displays from the sidelines. They choose their mates based on a variety of factors. These include the size of their neck pouches, the vigor of their displays, and the quality of their territories. Once a female has chosen a mate, she will mate with him. Then she will leave the lek to build a nest and raise her brood on her own. Section 5. Nesting and brood rearing, raising the next generation. After mating, female greater sage-grouse build nests on the ground. They typically choose sites under sagebrush or other vegetation. This provides cover from predators and protection from the elements. The nest is a shallow depression lined with grasses, leaves, and feathers. Females lay an average of 7 to 9 eggs. They incubate the eggs for approximately 25 to 27 days. Chicks are precocial. This means they are covered in down and able to walk and feed themselves shortly after hatching. The female will care for her chicks for several weeks. She will lead them to food and water sources and protect them from predators. As the chicks grow older, they will begin to explore their surroundings. They will eventually become independent. They will establish their own territories within the sagebrush ecosystem. Section 6. Challenges to survival, habitat loss and fragmentation. The greater sage-grouse faces numerous threats to its survival. The most significant threat is habitat loss and fragmentation. This is due to a variety of factors. These include energy development, agriculture, and urban sprawl. As sagebrush habitats are converted to other uses, greater sage-grouse populations become isolated. This isolation reduces genetic diversity. It makes them more vulnerable to disease and other threats. Habitat fragmentation also increases the risk of predation. Smaller, isolated populations are more easily targeted by predators. This is because they have fewer places to hide and escape. Section 7. Other threats to the greater sage-grouse. In addition to habitat loss and fragmentation, the greater sage-grouse faces other threats. These include invasive species. Invasive plants, such as cheatgrass, outcompete native sagebrush, reducing habitat quality. Climate change. Rising temperatures and altered precipitation patterns can impact sagebrush ecosystems, making them less suitable for greater sage-grouse. Energy development, oil and gas extraction, wind energy development and associated infrastructure can fragment habitat, displace birds, and increase noise and disturbance. Livestock, grazing. Overgrazing can degrade sagebrush habitat, reducing food availability and cover for greater sage-grouse. Disease, West Nile virus and other diseases can impact greater sage-grouse populations, especially those that are already stressed by other factors. Section 8. Conservation efforts, a hope for the future. Recognizing the plight of the greater sage-grouse, numerous conservation efforts are underway. These efforts involve a collaborative approach. Federal and state agencies, conservation organizations, private landowners, and industry partners are all working together. Key conservation strategies include habitat conservation and restoration, protecting remaining sagebrush habitats, and restoring degraded areas through efforts such as prescribed fire, invasive species removal, and native plant seeding. Land management practices, implementing sustainable grazing practices, minimizing disturbance from energy development, and reducing wildfire risk. Research and monitoring, conducting research to better understand greater sage-grouse ecology, population trends, and the effectiveness of conservation actions. Public education and outreach, raising awareness about the importance of greater sage-grouse conservation and engaging the public in conservation efforts. Section 9. The importance of protecting the sagebrush sea and its inhabitants. The greater sage-grouse is considered an umbrella species. Its conservation benefits a wide range of other plants and animals that depend on the sagebrush ecosystem. Protecting sagebrush habitats is crucial not only for the survival of the greater sage-grouse. It is also important for maintaining the health and biodiversity of the entire ecosystem. By conserving the greater sage-grouse, we are ensuring the future of a unique and valuable part of the American West. We are preserving a natural heritage for future generations to enjoy and appreciate. The efforts to protect this iconic bird serve as a reminder that we are all connected to the natural world. The fate of the greater sage-grouse is in our hands. By working together, we can ensure that this magnificent bird continues to grace the sagebrush sea for generations to come. While the greater sage-grouse faces numerous challenges, it also has to contend with a variety of natural predators. These predators play a crucial role in the ecosystem, maintaining a balance that has existed for millennia. One of the primary predators of the greater sage-grouse is the golden eagle. With their sharp talons and keen eyesight, golden eagles can spot a sage-grouse from great distances. They utilize their speed and agility to swoop down and capture their prey, often taking the birds by surprise. Coyotes are another significant threat. These adaptable hunters use stealth and cunning to approach sage-grouse nests, preying on both adult birds and their chicks. Coyotes are known for their persistence and can decimate a local sage-grouse population if left unchecked. Red foxes also pose a danger, particularly to sage-grouse chicks and eggs. These agile predators are adept at raiding nests, often under the cover of night. Their impact can be substantial, especially during the breeding season when eggs and chicks are most vulnerable. Ravens and magpies, though smaller, are opportunistic feeders that target sage-grouse eggs. Their intelligence and dexterity allow them to access nests that other predators might miss, contributing to the challenges faced by the greater sage-grouse. While these predators are natural parts of the ecosystem, their impact on the greater sage-grouse population is compounded by habitat loss and other human-induced pressures. Understanding the dynamics between the sage-grouse and its predators is essential for developing effective conservation strategies. By protecting and restoring sagebrush habitats, we can help mitigate the pressures from predators and support a balanced ecosystem where the greater sage-grouse and its natural adversaries can coexist. As the greater sage-grouse faces numerous threats, dedicated conservation efforts are underway to ensure its survival. One of the primary strategies involves habitat restoration. Conservationists are working tirelessly to restore the sagebrush sea, which is crucial for the survival of the sage-grouse. This involves removing invasive plant species, reseeding native vegetation, and implementing controlled burns to maintain a healthy ecosystem. Legal protections also play a vital role. Various laws and regulations have been enacted to safeguard the habitat of the greater sage-grouse. For instance, the Endangered Species Act provides critical protections that restrict harmful land use practices and promote habitat conservation. Additionally, state and federal agencies collaborate to develop conservation plans that address the specific needs of the sage-grouse. Public awareness and community involvement are equally important. Many local communities, ranchers and landowners are actively participating in conservation programs. These grassroots efforts include creating conservation easements, participating in habitat restoration projects, and adopting sustainable land management practices. Innovative approaches are also being explored. For example, technology is being used to monitor sage-grouse populations and track their movements. Drones and satellite imagery help scientists gather data on habitat conditions and the effectiveness of conservation measures. Moreover, partnerships between government agencies, non-profit organizations, and private landowners are proving to be highly effective. Collaborative initiatives such as the Sage-Grouse Initiative bring together diverse stakeholders to achieve common conservation goals. These concerted efforts offer hope for the future of the greater sage-grouse. By continuing to prioritize habitat restoration, enforce legal protections, and foster community engagement, we can ensure that this iconic bird remains a vibrant part of the sagebrush ecosystem for generations to come. The greater sage-grouse is not just an iconic bird of the sagebrush sea, it holds deep cultural significance for many indigenous communities and local traditions. For centuries, Native American tribes have revered the sage-grouse, considering it a symbol of their connection to the land and the environment. In many tribal legends, the sage-grouse is portrayed as a wise and noble creature, guiding people through the natural world and teaching them the importance of living in harmony with nature. The bird's elaborate mating dance, known as the lek, is often mirrored in traditional dances and ceremonies, celebrating the intricate balance of life. These communities have long understood the vital role that the sage-grouse plays in the ecosystem. Their traditional ecological knowledge, passed down through generations, emphasizes the importance of preserving the sagebrush habitat not just for the bird, but for the health of the entire environment. This wisdom is now being recognized and integrated into modern conservation efforts. Local traditions also highlight the sage-grouse in various forms of art, storytelling, and craft. Feathers from the bird are used in ceremonial attire, and its image is depicted in pottery, beadwork, and carvings. These artistic expressions serve as a testament to the deep respect and admiration that these communities hold for the sage-grouse. By honoring the cultural significance of the greater sage-grouse, we not only enrich our understanding of this remarkable bird, but also strengthen the bond between conservation efforts and indigenous communities. Their insights and traditions provide invaluable guidance as we strive to protect the sagebrush sea and ensure the survival of the greater sage-grouse for future generations. In recognizing the cultural heritage tied to the sage-grouse, we acknowledge that conservation is not just about preserving wildlife, but also about respecting and sustaining the rich tapestry of human culture and tradition that is interwoven with the natural world. Recent scientific research has shed new light on the greater sage-grouse, offering deeper insights into their behavior, genetics, and ecology. Studies have revealed fascinating aspects of their intricate mating rituals, with researchers using advanced technology to monitor leks and understand the nuances of their displays. These studies have shown that the male's elaborate dances and calls are not just for attracting mates, but also play a crucial role in maintaining social order within the lek. Genetic research has provided a clearer picture of the sage-grouse population structure and genetic diversity. Scientists have identified distinct genetic lineages across their range, highlighting the importance of preserving genetic variability to ensure the species' resilience to environmental changes and threats. This genetic information is crucial for developing effective conservation strategies, helping to prioritize areas for habitat protection and restoration. Ecological studies have emphasized the sage-grouse's role as an indicator species, reflecting the health of the sagebrush ecosystem. Researchers have found that the presence and abundance of sage-grouse are closely linked to the overall biodiversity of the sagebrush sea, underscoring the interconnectedness of this unique habitat. By studying the sage-grouse, scientists gain valuable insights into the broader ecological dynamics at play, informing efforts to protect and restore the sagebrush landscape. Furthermore, telemetry and satellite tracking have revolutionized our understanding of sage-grouse movements and habitat use. These technologies have revealed their seasonal migrations, habitat preferences, and responses to environmental changes, providing critical data for land management and conservation planning. The integration of traditional ecological knowledge with modern scientific research has also proven to be a powerful approach. Collaborations with indigenous communities have enriched scientific studies, bringing a holistic perspective to conservation efforts. By combining centuries-old wisdom with cutting-edge research, we can develop more effective and culturally sensitive strategies to protect the greater sage-grouse and their habitat. As we continue to uncover the mysteries of the greater sage-grouse through scientific research, we gain not only a deeper appreciation for this remarkable bird, but also the knowledge needed to ensure its survival. These studies are vital for guiding conservation efforts and fostering a sustainable future for the sagebrush sea and all its inhabitants. The greater sage-grouse plays a pivotal role in the ecosystem of the sagebrush sea, serving as both a keystone and indicator species. Their presence and behaviors have far-reaching implications for the health and stability of their habitat. As a keystone species, the sage-grouse's activities contribute to the maintenance of the sagebrush ecosystem. Their foraging habits help in the dispersal of seeds, promoting plant diversity and growth. By feeding on insects, they also help control pest populations, balancing the ecosystem's food web. Interactions with other species further highlight their ecological significance. Sage-grouse share their habitat with a variety of wildlife, including pronghorns, mule deer, and numerous bird species. The health of the sage-grouse population often mirrors the overall health of these cohabiting species, making them an essential indicator for conservationists. Predators such as coyotes, eagles, and hawks rely on sage-grouse as a food source, indicating their role in the predator-prey dynamics of the region. The presence of sage-grouse supports these predator populations, which in turn help maintain the balance of the ecosystem. Additionally, the lekking grounds used by sage-grouse for their mating displays are also vital for other species. These open areas provide habitats for various plants and animals, creating a biodiverse microhabitat within the sagebrush sea. The decline or loss of the greater sage-grouse would signal a cascade of negative effects throughout the ecosystem, affecting plant communities, other wildlife, and even the soil health. Thus, protecting the sage-grouse is synonymous with preserving the broader sagebrush ecosystem. In understanding the role of the greater sage-grouse, we gain a deeper appreciation for the intricate web of life within the sagebrush sea. Their survival is not just a matter of species conservation, but a testament to the health and resilience of an entire ecosystem. The conservation of the greater sage-grouse is met with numerous challenges spanning political, economic, and social realms. Politically, the designation of critical habitats often sparks debate. Federal and state governments must balance conservation efforts with land use policies, which can lead to conflicts over land management priorities. The political landscape is further complicated by differing perspectives on environmental regulations, which can either bolster or hinder conservation initiatives. Economically, the sagebrush sea is not just a home for the sage-grouse, but also a valuable resource for industries such as agriculture, mining, and energy production. These industries provide jobs and fuel local economies, making it difficult to impose restrictions that might limit their operations. The economic interests of stakeholders often clash with conservation goals, creating a complex web of priorities that must be navigated. Socially, the conservation of the greater sage-grouse involves the communities that live within and around the sagebrush habitat. These communities have deep-rooted connections to the land, relying on it for their livelihoods and cultural practices. Conservation efforts must therefore consider the social fabric and the ways in which local populations interact with their environment. Education and awareness are crucial in garnering public support for conservation. However, misinformation and varying levels of understanding about the importance of the greater sage-grouse can pose significant obstacles. Engaging local communities and fostering a sense of shared responsibility are essential steps toward effective conservation. Despite these challenges, collaborative efforts between government agencies, non-profits, industry stakeholders, and local communities offer a pathway forward. By addressing political, economic, and social factors in a holistic manner, we can work towards a future where both the greater sage-grouse and human interests coexist sustainably. In recognizing these challenges, we also acknowledge the resilience and adaptability required to overcome them. The journey to protect the greater sage-grouse is a testament to our collective ability to find balance and harmony within the natural world. As we look to the future, the fate of the greater sage-grouse hangs in a delicate balance. Current trends show a mixed picture. While some populations have seen a slight rebound due to conservation efforts, others continue to decline, threatened by ongoing habitat loss and fragmentation. The future of the sagebrush sea, the vital habitat of the sage-grouse, will be shaped by the actions we take today. Innovative conservation strategies offer a glimmer of hope. Collaborative landscape management, where federal and state agencies work hand-in-hand with local communities, has shown promise. By integrating traditional land use with modern conservation techniques, we can create a sustainable environment for both the greater sage-grouse and human activities. However, the road ahead is fraught with uncertainties. Climate change poses a significant threat, potentially altering the sagebrush ecosystem in unpredictable ways. Changes in precipitation patterns, increased frequency of wildfires, and invasive species could further disrupt the habitat, challenging the resilience of the sage-grouse. On a more optimistic note, recent advancements in scientific research and technology provide us with new tools to monitor and protect these magnificent birds. Satellite imagery, genetic studies, and artificial intelligence are being harnessed to better understand the needs of the sage-grouse and to implement targeted conservation measures. Public awareness and education will play a crucial role in shaping the future. As more people become informed about the importance of the greater sage-grouse and the sagebrush ecosystem, the momentum for conservation efforts will grow. Grassroots movements and advocacy can drive policy changes and inspire collective action. Ultimately, the future of the greater sage-grouse is a reflection of our commitment to preserving biodiversity and maintaining the health of our ecosystems. By embracing a holistic approach that considers environmental, economic, and social factors, we can pave the way for a future where the greater sage-grouse not only survives, but thrives. The story of the greater sage-grouse is still being written, and with continued dedication and innovation, we can ensure that it remains a symbol of resilience and hope for generations to come. Public awareness and education are the cornerstones of successful conservation efforts for the greater sage-grouse. Understanding the challenges faced by these majestic birds and the vital role they play in the sagebrush ecosystem is the first step toward meaningful action. Individuals can contribute to the protection of the greater sage-grouse in several impactful ways. Supporting local and national conservation organizations through donations or volunteer work can provide the necessary resources to continue critical research and habitat restoration projects. Participating in community events such as habitat cleanups and educational workshops can foster a deeper connection to the environment and inspire others to take part. Advocacy is another powerful tool. By contacting local representatives and advocating for policies that protect the sagebrush habitat, individuals can influence decisions that directly impact the survival of the greater sage-grouse. Social media platforms offer a space to share information, raise awareness, and mobilize support for conservation initiatives. Education plays a vital role in shaping the next generation of conservationists. Teaching children about the importance of biodiversity and the interdependence of ecosystems can instill a lifelong respect for nature. Schools and community programs can incorporate lessons on the greater sage-grouse and the sagebrush sea, encouraging young minds to become stewards of the environment. Public awareness campaigns can amplify these efforts, reaching a broader audience and generating widespread support. Documentaries, articles, and social media posts can highlight the plight of that greater sage-grouse, making their story accessible to people around the world. As individuals become more informed and engaged, the collective impact can drive significant change. The conservation of the greater sage-grouse is not just the responsibility of scientists and policymakers, it is a shared mission that requires the involvement of all who care about our planet's future. Together we can ensure that the sagebrush sea remains a thriving habitat for the greater sage-grouse and countless other species. By embracing the power of public awareness and education, we can create a future where these magnificent birds continue to be a symbol of resilience and hope. The journey to protect the greater sage-grouse is ongoing, but with each step we take, we move closer to a world where their calls echo across the sagebrush sea for generations to come. As we conclude our journey through the life and challenges of the greater sage-grouse, let's take a moment to reflect on the key points we've covered. From their unique mating rituals and crucial role in the ecosystem to the severe threats they face, the greater sage-grouse's story is one of both beauty and peril. We began by exploring the vast sagebrush sea, the natural habitat that these birds call home. This intricate landscape is not just vital for the sage-grouse, but also for countless other species that depend on its unique environment. Next, we delved into the dietary habits and the delicate balance they maintain within their ecosystem. We learned about their fascinating mating dances and the critical role they play in ensuring the survival of their species. But the story isn't without its challenges. Habitat loss, fragmentation, and other human-induced threats have placed the greater sage-grouse in a precarious position. Despite these hurdles, there is hope. Conservation efforts, public awareness, and education are making strides in protecting this iconic bird. We've discussed the importance of public involvement, how each of us can contribute to conservation through advocacy, volunteer work, and by spreading awareness. The power of education, especially for the younger generation, cannot be overstated in fostering a future where the greater sage-grouse thrives. As we move forward, it's essential to remember that the survival of the greater sage-grouse is a shared responsibility. By working together, supporting conservation initiatives, and staying informed, we can ensure that the sagebrush sea remains a vibrant habitat for these magnificent birds and the myriad of life it supports. Thank you for joining us on this insightful journey. Together, we can make a difference and secure a brighter future for the greater sage-grouse and their sagebrush home. Let's take action today for a thriving tomorrow.